In this video, we're going to show you how we are starting to plan for our trip out west. We also want to introduce you to Stinky, who is auditioning for our new sidekick mascot position. So help us out. Let us know in the comments if you think Stinky is a good fit for this channel.
Hello. Be sure to vote for me. I need a job.
And we go out across a northerly route going westward across the U.S. and go up into South Dakota and see the Badlands and go to Mount Rushmore, then Wyoming and Yellowstone, out to Nevada and California, and then start to come back through the south, through Arizona, and maybe, if we want to go into the Rockies, do a jump up to Colorado, come back down into New Mexico, and then down through Texas and Louisiana and Mississippi and Tennessee, and come up, because these are all states in here that I've never been to before. The red dots.
Yeah.
Those are like usually some sort of national park, national monument, or historic site. Anything that's got a red dot. And you look at New Mexico, you got a lot of shit here.
Excuse me, S-word?
Same with Arizona, there's quite a bit. California, not so much, but what's out here is the ones that are like Yosemite, Sequoia.
So this is the first time we're sitting down.
Yes, I'll have one
I
of
have
those,
to tell
please.
you. The last time you drank, you stunk the whole place up. You are so right. You can't just wing this and go out there. I didn't even know some of these parks existed. We have this book, which is excellent. And what is this? Just a regular
It's a
atlas?
National
Hey guys, I'm
Geographic
hungry.
Atlas, but it specifically illustrates our national parks that are available to visit, and the national monuments and historic sites and all that.
We identified a couple of the main places we want to go.
Other thing that crossed my mind was that we want to do this trip out west because right now this is probably, I'm getting on the last few years that I'm able to make a trip like that.
Ah, here he goes, throwing the age card. You're 9 years older than Sharon.
But
Cradle
anyway,
robber.
and this is a monumental decision and a monumental trip as far as my mind.
So it's maybe like a one and done? Like you got one chance?
Well, you just went and popped his balloon.
Yeah, it might be my only chance to do this thing and go out and see the Grand Canyon and Yellowstone. Those have been on my bucket list since I was a boy.
I got food on my bucket list.
Well, remember what I just said. I don't think there's a perfect way to do this or one right way, but let's find the right way for us.
But mine
is that
It's South Dakota.
South
Yummy,
Dakota, that's
yummy,
the
I'm
bad.
hungry.
We know we're leaving probably in August when my granddaughter goes off to school.
They're not even listening. They just ignore me.
Now, this could change. If Kayla says, forget it, I'm not going away to college, I'm staying here, then we don't have to wait till August to leave. And the only reason
Hey,
that
yo,
we
Rick,
wouldn't be
don't
able to
be a
go up to
stinker.
these
Give me a sip.
places is because if we're leaving August, I'm thinking we want to be back for the holidays. However, it's not in stone that we have to, but I also want to be back before bad weather.
Well, that's one of the reasons that you do the northern way out and come back in the south.
Alright, so we got the Badlands, we got the Grand Tetons, and I want to read up on them.
Blah, blah,
So if
blah,
we're
blah.
getting
Come on, guys, I'm
California,
hungry.
I'm thinking it's Yosemite.
Remember?
that we wanna go
Hungry.
to. But what was there in the tip of, there's nothing up here in Nevada. It just looks like all desert.
Pretty much.
Or
You got
something.
this.
This is deceiving too, because I always look at maps and I'm like, oh, it's only this far away. And
Oh, look, honey, it's only a short distance between Mercury and Venus.
Ha, ha, ha. He thinks he's funny.
so Yosemite we would want to do. What's Sequoia? Is that the trees?
Geez, what's this skunk gotta do to get some food around here?
We got something
Wait,
Joshua
I got an
tree.
idea. Hey, something stinks. Rick, is that you?
Grand Canyon, Bryce Canyon, Rocky Mountains, and then from what is that the last one? And then we're heading.
That's the last one that I've circled. Now, there may be other stuff that we decide from doing more research that we want to try to include out here in this area, but that was pretty much it. And then I'm thinking that, we've come up here to Colorado. I don't know whether we go through Texas just so you can see it. I mean, to be honest with you, I've driven from Dallas out into East Texas. It's almost like driving across the moon with so few oil wells, cows, and tumbleweeds on it.
Yeah. But it makes me very much want to say, just go out there and let's live out there and hit them all.
Well,
and just go full time it.
Well, you know that once you go out there, you're going to start running into people. They're going to say, well, we just came from here. Oh my, it was wonderful. You got to go see it.
I know.
Jeez, now he thinks he's a comedian.
You know, Kayla doesn't need me to hold her hand in college, and Brian's going to be starting a new job soon, so...
Sure, be mommy
we'll
dearest.
just play that
Give me
part
some
together.
food.
Georgia, I've been in Alabama. I've been in Atlanta.
I know you guys gotta be bored already.
You know what would be kind of cool, and I think they're up this way.
This is such a poor quality impromptu video. The audio and lighting are horrible. You're gonna need more than a mascot named Stinky to save your Stinky channel.
The RVI couples campground is what's the name of that campground again?
Name dropper.
I can't-
Thunder Mountain?
Thunder Mountain is up in here. This thing scares me. It's just too big.
What?
OMG.
Texas.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
she hear what she
That's
says?
a big ass state.
I mean, you know.
Of
it's
course,
almost
and
a
now
third
she's
of
gotta
the
go
width of
drop the
country.
S-bomb.
Yeah, it's like, let me look
What, are you
up.
going to call up National Park? Tell me about your park. We're thinking about coming there.
Hey, comedian, how about getting the food bowl?
Park open year round. Northern entrance open all year. Other roads closed to cars November through mid-April.
Yep.
All right, so that's not going to impact us.
Well, like I told you, I've been told that there are actually some roads that they shut down for snow as early as September.
The entrance fees to get in there. So I forgot, you got to pay to get in. So it's $25 per vehicle, good for 1 week at both Yellowstone and Grand Teton.
Well, if I get my Golden Age pass again, I
Geezer.
may be able to avoid all that.
We know how much it costs to get in there. That's just visiting for the day. Is that regulated in time?
Some of them are. But, you know, the thing of it is, what's in effect one day may change the next.
How do you think we would be there? That's the whole other thing. Like, how do you know what day you're going to be there?
Well, you have to make sure that you can do it, and you give yourself an allowance. In other words, I would not plan a forced march to get to the Yellowstone on a certain date. And the first thing you got to do is you got to plan, like, because of the distance that we're traveling, we got to know that we're going to be in the Badlands area when we think we are.
I have a better
Then
idea.
it makes it easier to
I
fly.
have a better idea. Okay, let's take a plane somewhere out here, buy an RV, and swing back. I don't think it's a bad idea.
Why don't we just buy a plane? I'll learn to fly. I'll learn to fly, and we can fly to all of them.
Alright, good one, Rick.
All right, so I'm going to write down some steps. We need to call the parks, and we want to see is there a timed entrance? And I know it could change.
See, I don't know that we need to call the parks to find that out. We can probably get that information just off the internet.
Okay, so we need to find out, is there a timed entrance? State parks nearby.
Well, the first thing we should do is just let's Google which are the most visited parks, because those are the ones that are going to probably have the timed entrances. You know, some of the parks may have restrictions, for instance, on, well, you can't pull a trailer through on this road.
Yeah, ours is tiny. It probably won't be an issue.
Starving your mascot may be an issue. I'm gonna call the animal rights people.
Okay. This is the first time we actually sat down to do this. I'm amazed and I'm frankly a little overwhelmed and intimidated by the whole thing.
Well, you should be. Here's the thing that amazes me. You know, we've seen all these YouTube channels of these people that are full-timers.
Yeah, that
And
scares me
the
too.
logistics of trying to live on the road day to day and have the internet availability and the resources and the communications links to be able to make reservations up ahead constantly and plan from a mobile scenario. I kind of take that like being in a deployed army unit trying to plan their battle strategy on a map.
So I'm going to get a dedicated notebook to this. You know me and my notebooks. Because you said something else. Internet access, cell phone boost. These are all things that we need to come see what we're going to do. Even your van getting painted, if you're going to do that. These are all things that need to be kind of planned in there. Sitting down right now, it's more concrete. Okay? Before, it was an idea. It was up in the cloud, in the idea world. Now we're looking at it, trying to bring this to fruition and make this happen, the planning stage. Most of the population is out here on the East Coast. I know there are people who may want to do this and have no clue what to do. So I guess my point is, would a video like this help them? Or maybe steer them away from not doing something this way?
Well, obviously it's going to, at the very least, give them some input.
Yeah. So we can show them where we started. This was day 1 of planning. And it is March 23rd. I don't know if that's enough time. Like I said, I get overwhelmed by it all. You know what we should do? We should
yeah,
go to the
I know
bookstore.
exactly what you should do.
Sit down. We're not buying all them books, but just start researching. Take some stuff to write stuff down.
Well, that's
Even
an
take
interesting
pictures
point,
of it.
because one of the things I know,
I said interesting point. Is that a good idea?
yeah, because
And he told me I did good. This is twice in 1 week.
OMG. She's just starving for accolades and atta-girls.
Barnes & Noble has a travel section,
Yes.
and they have maps and books of each of the individual states.
Well, remember, I don't want to do just national parks. Of course, that's the main. But I would like to
got
see
that.
some off-beaten places.
Right.
But you said you wanted to sit down.
Like every week, or even now, well, we have the opportunity, maybe a couple times a week. You know.
Okay. And I want to film it to help people. That's my whole purpose of filming for this thing.
Right. But
Will it be a polished, perfect video?
A polished, perfect video? Your videos suck. That's why you need to bring in a mascot.
Well, it's just planning.
Right. But I think, your idea of going to the bookstore, that's really good.
Uh-oh, he's buttering her up really good. He must want something. I want something too. It's called food.
Hang on, let me feed this pesky, stinky thing.
Well, it's about time.
So that was day 1 of planning. We'll see how long this takes. We will be back soon. Take care, everyone. Rick, stick your head in there and say bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. If you like our video, it really helps us out.
And don't forget to vote for me to be the new mascot because the views are down and I want to save this channel and be the hero.